Brodie Smith.
Last year was an interesting year, obviously, with COVID happening and then the tour basically shutting down. And then I felt like I was getting some good momentum. And then I ended up getting Lyme disease, which basically prohibited me from practicing for about a month. And I still wanted to go out and compete on the Pro Tour. It got to the point of where I felt like I wasn't really getting much better. I was spending a lot of my time learning the courses and trying to figure out what discs or what throws were required for each shot, especially at Ledgestone. And I felt like my practices weren't geared more towards me improving actually form, consistency, and all those things. It was basically an eye-opening experience when I realized that I needed to go home. As far as tournament to tournament goes, like this one, I don't really have any specific spots of like, I want to make this, I want to cash, I want to get a top 10. I don't have anything specific. I'm just trying to work on every hole, throwing good shots. This year, it's more about seeing where my skills are, where I need to work on, and then just trying to be more consistent and then taking, each hole as it comes.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Back Nine coverage of Round 1 of the 2021 Las Vegas Challenge Disc Golf Pro Tour event presented by Innova Champion Discs. Again, this is the very first event of the year on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Brian Earhart, joined here by Nate Perkins again. We have a couple people on this card shooting pretty hot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the back nine does get a little trickier, so I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys attack. And again, guys, they started at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's cold. There's 20 plus mile per hour winds, up to 30 mile per hour gusts. Disc golf was hard.
It was extremely hard in round 1, and players were still putting up quite a bit of a fight, and I was very impressed to see some of the numbers coming in. As you saw, Ezra Adderhold popped off an 11 under par that round, and we're going to move into the back 9, hole number 10. This is a tough par 3. What do you think the play is here?
I mean, if you don't have 500 feet of distance on one angle, you really have to make the decision whether you're going to go short of that bunker.
And Eagle has gone wide, probably trying to play that skip shot, and he'll just have some sort of layup for the easy 3.
It's a foot off the ground. There's not too many places on the tour where you can hit halfway and still get to the bucket.
Yeah. And that's a play. That is totally an intentional play from Brodie, skipping over the OB. And that is a bit of a look.
Oh, wow, that kind of surprises me. Colten would be a player I would think would go for it, but he just takes the mid-range and lays it up.
Barsby going a little bit short here, and let's jump into a nice form check here. Eagle is a poster child of keeping the disc in that neutral position. You know exactly what angle he's throwing the moment he starts his approach. Such a simple throw from Eagle. And let's check out Brodie here.
Compare it to Brodie.
Little bit more upper body motion in that pump, but I guess it is very standard for an ultimate player to do something like that. Definitely quieter than before.
I feel like Brodie opened up his hips a little bit sooner than Eagle did. Colten's looked great. That downward tilt's a little unorthodox, but he rips it.
And Barsby with a super smooth, just little bit of nose up on the shot. Beautiful timing from all 4 of those players.
Ooh, that's not an easy approach with that hillside right
No.
there. You see a lot of those approaches hit and get rollaways back into the sand. And that's kind of what I think makes this one so difficult is the angle that you have to putt in from if you're down there in the bunker. It's such a steep angle to get up and into the basket, but Gregg drops it in there from outside the circle.
It's an awesome par from Gregg. And here's Brodie for birdie. And there's a nice educated layup. Hard to do when you're playing so well as well. But he wants to keep that going. He's still at 5 under par.
Oh, I love that form check, though.
Yeah. Oh,
happy to see
fantastic. Bunch of tap-ins for our card. extremely tough birdie.
Pars are good here.
Very hard to land the disc softly. Brodie did about exactly what you could do here, and still had to make a tough decision. But we are going to move into hole number 11. This is a fantastic par 3, 430 feet. Fence on the left is OB. There's a lot of natural OB to the right. You have to throw a very straight shot challenging this OB left. And Eagle has thrown a laser beam.
Whoa.
I don't quite know where that landed. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Got the OB flag. I'm not sure where. It must have flipped it over to the right.
Brodie threw a power hyzer,
wow.
and he's actually in a decent spot. Looking at the OB, circle 2.
See what Colten can do with this PD. Oh, that's high.
It looks like there is some wind playing with it up there.
Get down.
And, out of bounds. So close to rolling back in.
You can see the wind get up under both Colten and Gregg's and just push it left.
Yeah, 2 out of bounds. Gregg almost drops from OB. Almost another fantastic save. He's going to settle for a bogey.
Oh, and they're in identical spots.
Yeah.
Oh,
there it is.
Colten gets the read off Gregg. Just gently puts that spin putt dead center.
That was fantastic. That was a
amazing.
fantastic spin putt. And here's a scuba from Brodie. He's been dropping
really?
these.
That's so interesting. I mean, he knows what he's doing with it. I can't hate on him for that being his most confident shot. It seemed like he could have put an anti-putt on it.
I think it's a super crossover skill from Ultimate. When you're getting zoned in Ultimate, scuba is actually a fantastic tool to have.
It's good to be back out here on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the coverage, and obviously thanks to my sponsor Discraft. It was a great day for what the weather was. We were a little cold there in the morning, but I think this tournament's gonna be pretty exciting coming down to the wire.
Moved into hole number 12, par 3, 405 feet.
Ripping tailwind.
Ripping tailwind, and also it's just kind of a flat power hyzer for a righty. You want to hang it out right, get a big skip into the circle. Brodie goes a little high with it. And that's going to be circle 2, kind of a tough putt there. And that wind is
push.
making the
Needs to
disc
get right
dance.
around that tree. Oh, and it does. It's a tricky left to right putt from circle's edge.
And Eagle, yet again, we can't quite see where this disc is going. And he's gone really short with it.
He just hung it wide, and the wind just doesn't really let it swing back.
Yeah, and that path is still inbound, so he does have a putt from about 45.
Gregg really needs this one to get things rolling. Oh, and it's the best drive of the group.
Oh my God.
Goodness.
Thanks.
What a shot from
Thanks.
Barsby.
Hey, it's about time. Hey. It skipped and the wind stalled it, like just hung there. I don't think so, but it sure looked like it. So it's not coming down. He's not. It's the first good shot I've thrown. I'm like, yay, okay, I actually hit a line that I thought is like a semblance of what I'm normal, what I should do.
I'm so happy they put that in there. Gregg is a comedian, everybody, if you didn't already know. Oh.
Really technical putt from Eagle, almost cashed it from about 45. Just right from Brodie. That crosswind kind of shoved it right at the basket. And yet again, there's another adjustment that Colten got to make. He got to make the adjustment on Gregg's putt on the hole previous, and then now on Brodie's putt, he got to make that slight correction on that crosswind.
He's got a confident stroke. I mean,
yeah.
He doesn't really slow it down. I mean, he's going after the basket. It's a great. That's a great hole to park in that wind.
And Gregg really not coming out as much last year and shaking off the rust at this tournament. You can tell he has a good sense of humor about it. Nice little drop-in birdie for Gregg. Not a gimme birdie by any means, especially with the wind that they've had in this hole. And we are going to move on to the next hole. What do you think about this one, hole number 13, Nate?
Tricky, Brian. I mean, there's 3 different hazards right in front of the pin. You can go wide hyzer here. I see flick option where you get the skip. Colten's going with the 1 skipper.
Oh, I think he's safe.
He climbs out of the
Wow.
bunker. It's definitely a speed control hole. I mean, it's only 250 feet, so we're going to see Gregg try and skip it one time. Oh, no. And with this much wind, it becomes even touchier.
There's a bit of a little ditch behind the basket, and that's tough for Brodie. He should have a short putt for that 3 save.
Eagle's also going to play the 1 skipper. Skip right before it. No.
Sit.
Multiple. You don't really see them crawl out of the bunkers like that too
No.
often.
You usually don't see people park this hole either.
Yeah.
A lot of the birdies come from deep of the basket.
Yeah. You kind of have to decide if you want to try and skip one over or if you want to air it out and putt back at it.
Exactly. Colten is going to tap in.
But it's so interesting. Colten's right next to Brodie. Colten's putting for birdie. Brodie's putting for par.
Yeah, it's
Puts it
kind of
in
a
there.
tempting air shot. Like trying to land a disc softly on the screen is really, it doesn't feel that feasible because of the low ceiling off the tee.
Low ceiling,
You know, and
for sure.
I think it's fun that they added a hole like this on the course that makes you throw such a Las Vegas-esque shot, the forced 75-foot skip shot. And that's going to be a par for Gregg. Moving on. And we're going to come up to hole number 14, which was originally hole number 18 on this course. We have added a few new holes in here. Straight shot, 405. And it plays a little bit longer than 405. I'd say about 420 to 430.
Slightly uphill. You got a sidewalk OB left. We had pretty strong tailwind right to left.
Get in the hole.
And what a kick off that big tree from Colten. That's going to put him inside circle 1. And
Wow, no way.
And you
There's
said
enough
crosswind.
wind for Eagle to opt for the hyzer. Interesting, and it didn't swing it. Instead, it just pushed it straight down. I mean, he's 100 out from the pin, isn't he?
looks about right. And Gregg's going to play just that soft stall hyzer and kind of let the crosswind push him gently. He's about 35-40 from the basket. Clean release from Brodie. That's got to keep coming to the left now.
So both Gregg and Brodie, their initial angle had a little bit too much turn. If it was a little bit flatter, they would have got more of that right to left carry.
Eagle's going to gently pop one next to the basket. And here's another scuba from Brodie, kind of turning into his signature move.
Interesting. Oh, he's like 70 feet out.
Yes!
No way!
Yes!
Oh my!
Oh, wow.
I take it back, Brodie. Unbelievable. He's got control with that shot, Brian.
I think that just cements it. We now
It's a
have to
shot.
respect the scuba.
It's a shot.
Respect the scuba, folks. Like he made a couple on camera. Obviously, he's an ultimate player. It's a shot that they throw. But now he's made so many on camera. We see it in practice rounds. We see it in tournaments. And Gregg fails to capitalize on the birdie here.
Just that deep exhale, you can just tell that, I mean, he's been close, but
Yeah.
just hasn't been scoring.
Colten picks up a birdie here. After a nice kick off that tree, Eagle's going to tap in a par. And Gregg has just been struggling to put it close enough. He's been throwing decent shots.
He's had circle's edge look after circle's edge look and just hasn't.
Number
Birdie.
15 here that we're moving into was the backup hole. This was the longest par 3 on the course, 469 feet. There's a very challenging honey mesquite tree that blocks every good shot coming into the basket here. So you're going to see a lot of high pushing hyzers to the right side. Colten's looks a little low. Okay, so these are a lot of wide hyzers. There is a more straight flex shot that I'm seeing a lot of players take as well. And as you can see, that's the trouble.
Yeah, and that sidewalk is OB to the right, and there's a sidewalk that comes really close to the bucket on the left side. It's reachable on the hyzer, but it takes 500 feet of power. on
Of
the
hyzer
one angle.
power,
Yeah,
you know,
on the
not
one
even
angle.
glide. And Eagle's actually gotten in front of the mesquite tree, and he is looking at the basket. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and that shows you right there how much it actually takes to get all the way to the bucket, with Eagle even coming up 60 short.
And Gregg got just beat by the wind, and he's going to burn out of bounds. And he's laughing at this point. He's shaking the rust off.
This is not a good spot to be in. He's throwing straight at the OB. Sit. Sit.
And that's going to be a
No,
dagger
Brian,
for
he's
Gregg.
Putting for 5. Oh, and Brodie actually in a really fortunate position considering the drive, and
Great
what a great
shot.
approach.
And there's that tree eating up the disc. Colten's got kind of an obstructed putt here.
Oh, and he almost sinks another long spin putt. That tree was eating people alive, though, Brian. I saw a lot of drives land right behind that tree, and the up and down from right behind it is incredibly difficult.
Oh! That was
That's
completely
one of the
involuntary
best putts
response.
I've ever seen.
Wow.
That is one of the best putts.
Please rewind that. Look at this. It sits, it stalls, low center.
Gosh, Brian.
That was amazing.
Incredible.
And this is the hardest hole on the course. This averaged, I believe, 0.59 strokes over par 3. Eagle
Full flight putt.
and that was a par save, correct?
Oh, that was a birdie.
That was for the birdie,
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
that
it?
was his drive.
Oh my gosh.
That's a memorable putt. I mean, was he outside circle 2?
Yeah, no, that was
Right.
about circle 2.
Circle 2's edge,
Beautiful
yeah.
spin putt.
60-footer.
And the bleeding continues for Gregg.
Is that a triple bogey?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Gatekeeper Media coverage of the LVC 2021. Big shout out to my sponsors, Innova Champion, Millennium Golf Discs, Upper Park Disc Golf, Texas Chain Wreck, and come see us at the Barsby Battle Series. We'll be on tour all year. And the Barsby Empire. Let's get it.
Going into number 16, one of the easier holes in the course, 583-foot par 4. The OB green right here is really what you want to place your drive right in front of, and you have a pretty simple approach up to this guarded green. Just throw a hyzer in play and throw your putter on the approach shot.
I think with no wind, we might see some of these players try and get all the way to the basket. But with the conditions today, I think everyone's laying up
Yeah.
short.
Eagle is going to just play a safe hyzer, take his birdie. Brodie with a clean shot. Nice little roll forward. And that's big.
Yeah.
That is a big shot from
It
Colten.
looks effortless, too. It's
Prime spot.
Timing is great right now. Gregg after the triple bogey, Brian. That hurts to watch. Check up.
And And that's just going to be off to the right. Still fine. He has a pretty simple approach to the basket. Here's Colten.
Got a left to right ripping tailwind. Speed control is everything here. You can see the wind just carry that one. He's going to have a right to left wind coming back at it.
Brodie going big
going
skip shot.
Skipper. Love it.
Great shot. 15.
He's already playing like an experienced golfer, isn't he?
I am noticing the exact same thing. We will definitely be looking forward to his future performances as well as this man
That's
putting it next to the
butter.
basket.
I mean, it's hard to really tell. You can't really see that flag because it's guarded, but there was a lot of wind. Ooh, Gregg flies it chain height.
Pro Tour throw-in champion Gregg Barsby has come close to a few of these throw-ins this round. Weak side cash from Colten. It's going to be a nice 3 for him. This is just one of those, must-get birdies. It averaged a 3.42, one of the easiest holes in the course.
It's a pretty forgiving green, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of the first mistake we've seen Brodie truly make. Right side chain out from about 25.
Just a little quicker than we've seen him on previous
Yeah.
putts today on that drawback.
Gregg's going to cash the 3. And that's the thing about this hole. Even if you kind of shank the drive off the tee, there is a lot of space off to the right, and you actually might get up there kind of like Gregg's drive did. Pretty simple up and down for the 3. And moving into hole number 17, Nate. This is a 345-foot par 3, but really the star of this hole is this enormous hanging elevated basket. You'll see it more when you get up to the basket to watch these players putt, but it is almost about 8 feet tall.
It's so hard to judge the wind on this one, too. I mean, that sidewalk is OB, only 20, 25 feet left of the bucket, and you really don't want to be putting from anywhere outside the circle, so you want to get it close, but you don't want to sail it and find yourself OB left, so
Exactly.
That's really the difficulty of the hole.
Colten goes about 30 long. Gregg's trajectory looks a lot better.
Needs to skip. Oh,
No
just
skip. This ground in
got
this area
blocked.
is just very sandy.
I mean, just a few feet further, that gets a better skip, and it just hasn't been Gregg's day.
No.
Ooh, a
Little early
high,
from
little early.
Brodie.
Ooh, really early.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is a fantastic putt. Look how tall this basket is.
That's unbelievable. I mean, I could almost say he's not running that if he didn't triple bogey just a few holes prior, because that is a death putt.
And we see another scuba from Brodie here. Okay, scuba
just
layup.
for the
I
layup.
thought this man was about to run an uphill scuba putt into the elevated basket.
If he hit that one, I'd call him right now, mid-commentary.
Yeah, I would have sent him to the loony bin on that one. Just kidding.
Colten getting a little timid on that swinging hanging basket. I mean, an elevated basket is one thing, but it's swinging
Yeah.
back and forth in the wind.
And that's something we really don't see a lot of on the Pro Tour. There normally is a lot of talk amongst the players about something just like that.
I personally think that it compromises the catching ability of the bucket, but it's just me.
It's definitely a questionable move, and we've seen it a few times before. There is a hanging basket at the preserve. I think it really just depends on the wind and what type of wind the course gets. And we are going to move into the last hole of the course, hole number 18.
Great change here.
Yeah.
Love this finishing hole.
Kind of a pseudo island shot. It's generous island, but it's pretty simple. 301 feet, dead straight.
Eagle just going to go FD3 here. Oh.
Almost drops it in. That is a park job. There's that Barsby sidearm.
Slow down. Oh, so much control
Yeah.
with that.
20 feet from the basket. And the rare Colten Montgomery sidearm, that is clean.
Yeah, that angle out of his hand was great.
And he's safe. There looks to be some heavy crosswind beating that disc down. And Brodie has also put his to about 20.
These are all great drives. Let's finish with that all-star. Yeah, Colten.
Great putt from Colten, way to finish. He'll finish with a 5 under par. Forgive me, I believe 6 under par.
Gregg with the turkey to get back to 2 after that triple bogey. It's a good way to finish. And Brodie putting for 7 under par, 52. That is a respectable round right there.
That's a fantastic round
In
to
the
start the
wind.
tournament. And like you said, in a round where it really can go any direction for any player.
Yeah. All bets are off at 25 plus miles
Yeah.
per hour in the wind. I mean, it's practice only goes so far.
And as Eagle taps out for his 11 under par round, that is a phenomenal score, I believe, putting him up to the lead card. There's round 1 for you folks. Make sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media on YouTube. We have Calvin Heimberg bogeying, I believe double bogeying hole 1 and still shooting a 12 under par. He is in the lead going into round 2, and we will catch you for the round 2 coverage tomorrow.